So I want to talk about an anime that's very fascinating because it takes a very realistic look at war, and that is Maoyu. Now, if you've never seen Maoyu, this basically follows the demon lord and the hero. And just know that they're eventually going to come together on terms to agree to basically be inseparable and be one with each other, where they each own each other. That way they can kind of make a world that they want to shape in their own type of way. But yeah, let's talk about Maoyu. Now, Maoyu has some really good dialogue, especially about war, because it goes into detail about like why war happens, why is war a thing, why did both of these sides even go at war, how war affects people in all these other type of ways. And when it comes to the Demon Lord, she really goes in detail and explains this to the hero, because the hero, he only had one way of thinking. He was never like somebody that thought outside the box. His way of thinking was just like, oh, the demons are evil, so we must fight them. That's the way he was like kind of like taught and raised up throughout the human society, because in this world, demons and humans have been at war for kind of like a long time. There's been certain points where it stopped, and there's certain points where it starts up again, but it seems like it always keeps starting up again. So the hero gets sent in as the one person to basically stop this war while everybody else is like not doing anything. So the hero goes all the way to the Demon Lord castle, and that's when he meets the Demon Lord, and he realizes that it's a woman. And at first he's all tricked and fooled because, you know, the Demon Lord is all packing in some place up front, we'll say that. So like he's kind of lost. But yeah, when she actually goes into detail explaining him, he finally like realizes that's one of the reasons why he actually listens to the Demon Lord and decides to go with her plan, because one, she does show him the type of world that she really wants to achieve, especially for this world that she's always a vision for herself, and like how she thinks the world should be and not really have war and all that. But then of course the other reason is the two things she has on her chest is another reason why he was kind of, you know, feeling a certain type of way. So you could technically say that they're quote unquote married, because one is they both own each other in a way. That's like their agreement that they agreed with. So that's why I say you can kind of say that they own each other, or just like you say they're kind of like married in a way, because that's kind of what they give off in the anime a little bit. And plus, like whenever they're talking to other women or other men, they get jealous because it's happened multiple times and they get jealous. But the dialogue's really good because there's certain points where it goes into detail, like how it shows how each side benefits from war, and how especially like certain sides when it comes to the human society, how you have like the central continent, how they're the ones providing all this money to like all the people that are on the border that are close to like the demon continent or whatever. And you basically see that they're basically fat cats. All the normals there, they're basically just fat cats, and they're just eating off of this war, making money and all this other type of things. And we also learn about like how the church is actually bad, and like how the church can actually spread stuff that's like false, and how they overuse their power. Because in this anime, the Demon Lord, her and the hero moved to like this small like country town, and like she basically introduces like potatoes and like different ways to raise crops and grow crops and other things like that. And once potatoes become a thing, it's like stopping like kind of like world hunger, because in this world people have been starving, and the reason why they have to keep getting money from the central continent and continuing this war is because they need food. But once potatoes are introduced, it's kind of like, why are we at war? That's the kind of thing they give off. And then you have the church coming around at one point, and they're trying to call the Demon Lord like a devil and all these other things, but just know she's undercover as a scholar. So like they're trying to say like she's a witch, all this other type of thing, and they're basically trying to kill her because like she's like introducing these potatoes, and they're acting like the potatoes are something God doesn't want and it's a sin and all this other stuff. But just know it's all behind money and other things, because we even learned that like, yeah, the church is very shady in this world, because we see towards the end of the anime that they are working with one of the demon tribes to like basically keep this war going. So like that's what I say, there's really fascinating things, and just like this is one of them anime where it lets you think about stuff, but at the same time it's not super serious, but at the same time there is some serious things, because they even talk about like how the Demon Lord was going to introduce like a vaccine to stop smallpox, and we see that smallpox is like a thing that's been like running rampant in the human world, because even the two like little girls they get, like one was like a teenager, the other one's a little girl, and they end up becoming maids. We see that they lost their family because of smallpox and stuff like that. And we also get in when it talks about slaves and serfs and all these other things like that, and we get into like how whoever, no matter what side wins, one of the sides is going to get turned into slaves, and the other side would like, it's going to be the same thing no matter who wins, either the demons or the humans. And we also see that one of the things I like that we also see is that we get a town that's like mixed with humans and demons, and we see like how they're coexisting together, and it's actually working fine. So yeah, overall Maoyu is just really fantastic, especially just with the dialogue it has when it talks about war, because like it goes in a lot of different things with like taxes, the economy. So at the beginning of the anime we have these merchants talking about how war is being very profitable for them, and how they're making so much money off of this war. And we even get nobles, how they're being so damn lazy, especially like when they try to start a war with the South, and like they're being hella lazy in their thing because they're trying to decide who's going to split up the land instead of actually going to war. And like the people in the south, they have like the knight who's like super OP and powerful. She's also somebody that likes the hero a lot. So yeah, like I said, it's really good and I'm really enjoying it. But there is one thing that happens a lot in this anime, and that is the demon lord with them big ass titties. I mean, every second she's on the screen, them motherfuckers be bouncing all over. That's all I'm gonna say, because she just be strapped up with them big ass titties and they just be there. I'm sorry, I had to say that because that's one thing you notice in this anime is just like they just there, and I mean they out, and I mean they're out basically, because they're just like right here barely covered, and that's one of the things this anime will get you, because it'll have this serious conversation about war, but at the same time the demon lord is got them big ass titties though. All right, I digress. Let's get back to the actual anime, not just the, you know, the down bad stuff I had to talk about, whatever. But yeah, it's just like really fascinating with all the different characters, because the one thing this anime does that I really like is every character in this anime, their name is basically their job title. So they don't really have real names. The hero is the hero, the demon lord is the demon lord. When she's a scholar, she's the scholar. The maid, the head maid is the maid. You have the sister, you have the little sister and the big sister. So everybody's just called what they are. You have the merchant, you have the soldier, the knight. Everybody just has the name of what their job is, and that actually just solidifies the whole story of just showing like how this world works and how it turns, and how every person in this world has some type of job that contributes to society in some type of way. Especially with the hero. The hero, basically all the countries were putting the shoulders, like putting everything on this hero, so he basically had to carry everything himself to basically stop this war from happening, all these other things, because there's different moments that they show in here when he has to get help from the mage. And the mage is very fascinating because it seems like she has 3 different personalities. Like she has a personality that's lazy, she has the delinquent personality, then she has like the one that's like more serious and knows stuff. So, and like she does this thing where she teleports all these demons back to like where they were because they're about to take over the continent. And when it comes to the demons, they're very unique because they're not typical demons. Yes, you have some with horns. The demon lord, the funny thing about the demon lord is she has like fake horns too. So like she kind of looks like a human. It's fascinating that she actually looks like a human. Like there's nothing there that shows that she's like the demon besides her just having like the demon lord's powers and all that, whatever. But yeah, you also have demons that are like shark people or fish people. Then you have the ones that are like the beastmen and all the stuff like that. So like it's kind of fascinating when you look at all the different like demons and like classified how they look, because you have these ones that are just blue and all that, and I just thought that was very unique and all that, especially like when it comes to the demon lord, because I'm curious if realize if like is she actually like a demon, like what is her clan exactly, and like why does she look more like a human than everybody else. So there's a thing that shows when like the demon lord, she has to go like renew her contract to be the demon lord, when she has to like take in all the vessels from like the past demon lords and all that into her body or whatever. And that's when we get this thing where one of the old past demon lords wants to take control of her body, they can start war and all that. But yeah, really fascinating anime. It's really enjoyable. If you want to watch a more realistic anime about war and it goes into detail, trust me, it's not a boring watch at all. It's a really good watch. It has a lot of good dialogue, but at the same time, it'll have its funny moments, have its lighthearted moments. It will have its sad moments when it's going into stuff, but it's a really good anime if you want to just see like why people go to war, because it actually goes into detail with that, because war is profitable on both sides. Like most of the time, you know, there's some type of quote-unquote confrontation that happens, but at the same time, people make money off of war all the time. I mean, that happens in our real world. Look at World War II, when the U.S. was making bank because we were coming out of the Great Depression, and the way we came out of the Great Depression was because we were selling weapons over in Germany to Europe and the, you know, the other people that I can't say. we're selling weapons to both sides, and that's how we were profiting from that before we got attacked, and then they went and joined the war. But yeah, like I said, war is always profitable on both sides, and this anime just goes into detail like why it is and why people even go to war at all though. But yeah, if you've seen Maoyu, let me know how you feel about it. If you've never seen this anime, please watch it. I'm pretty sure it's on Crunchyroll, or you can buy it on Sentai, because I'm pretty sure like that's how I have it. I got it from Sentai, but I'm not sure if it's on High Dive. It could be, it could not be, but I know it's on Crunchyroll. You know, you can hop on your pirate ship, watch it that way too though. But it's a really fantastic watch. It's only 12 episodes, so it's short. It needs a season 2 because there's so much more that we still need to see about this story. And I really like the dynamic between the hero and the demon lord, especially because they are quote-unquote married and they have that type of contract. And we see like how when the demon lord disappears for a while, how the hero, he really struggles with trying to figure out what he wants to do, especially because he's always thinking like, what would she do in this situation? And there's a lot of character growth, especially from the 2 little maids, like the big sister and the little sister. The big sister, she takes a huge jump in like her character, because she was essentially somebody that never like even had any type of education, anything like that, and the demon lord taught her education and all these other things, taught her to read, write, and learn all these things. And like she even taught her like how to basically basically be a diplomat in a type of way, because she poses as the demon lord when like the church comes to basically call her a witch and all that. She poses and she does like this speech that actually moves like all the people there, and it stops the church from trying to like take her out and all that. But yeah, really good anime. If you're new, why not subscribe to the video? Not like. If you didn't, you could dislike, subscribe if you really enjoyed. But yeah, Maoyu, fantastic anime, and I love how it just goes with the discourse of just like war and this whole discussion, because the dialogue here is so good, but at the same time, the demon lord got some big ass titties. Okay, I'm sorry. I had to say that, but yeah, the dialogue is fantastic. But yeah, the demon lord does got those. She got some stuff on her. I just say that though, but really fantastic anime though. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you next video though. Bye.